Do you need protection when working with energy? Now, that's a double-sided question. It's protection from what? Sometimes we can get really locked into fear and we can get influenced by what we've read, movies, other people's stories, lack of education by others, and not understanding energy fully what it is. And even the aspect of the labeling, whether it's good or bad. Now, that good or bad is an emotion, so it's a human thing. Energy is a frequency. So it's a particular frequency which translates to a number. Numbers are either higher or lower, they're a combination thereof. It feels weird to us sometimes, energy, because it's different to ours. And so when we may be experiencing something and we just get kind of that shiver, that is because it is different to what we're used to. Doesn't mean it's good or bad. It's different. So do we need protection from spirit? Now, spirit, that word drives me crazy. People don't use it appropriately. It's overused, and that's where the confusion starts. Spirit is our loved ones that are no longer with us. They have transitioned to the spirit world. The word spirit does not encompass everything else, yet it's misappropriated and used for everything. And so that's the confusion to start with. So do we have to protect ourselves from those that are no longer with us? The short answer is no. Even if you had to protect yourself from them when they were here, now that they are transitioned, the answer is no. Because even if they were not great humans, and sadly, sometimes we know people like that. What happens when they transition, really shortly, I'm going to tell you, is that they go through a process that allows them to be able to evaluate everything they have created, good or bad, the experiences in others. And so through that awareness, they then integrate, grow, and learn and shift and change. And they connect back into who they are, not who they were, which who they were was maybe not a great human. And so therefore, we don't have to protect ourselves from them now that they're in spirit. So anyone that has had a lifetime here, we do not need to protect ourselves from them. Now, even if we have had some weird things occur, and there's a whole lot of weird things that occur, it does not mean that we need to protect ourselves from them. More than likely, even if we've had what we call poltergeist things, because people ask me about that, when we get and have a conversation with the person in spirit, it is really quite often there is an aspect of them that we need to communicate with. We treat them like we would anyone else. We want to understand their story. And maybe they're moving things because they don't like where they are. Right? So sometimes it's that. You're putting something where they don't like it. And so they're trying to move it and you're interpreting it as something else because you are working on very limited senses. So understanding. Now, do we have to protect ourselves from other things? Look, this depends on how you feel about this. What I'm going to say is the best protection that you can have from anything that you can't see is your own energy. So remember, this is energy. Remember that your frequency that you hold will impact what is drawn to you. So it doesn't matter if it's in your life or something that you can't see. The frequency that you hold is a magnet. Let that land. If your frequency is low, then your experiences that you're going to have are not going to be awesome. If you work on your frequency, you work on your stuff, and we all have stuff, right? You work on your things, your trauma, your stories, and you lift your frequency, then what's going to be drawn into your life is going to be higher frequency things, high frequency relationships, high frequency experiences. It's all going to be better. So if you take nothing else from this video, take from the fact of where are you traveling in regards to your energy? Do you need to do some work? Do it, because it changes everything. It's not fun, 100%. It's not great, but it is worth doing because of what comes as a result of it. Even if you're trying to manifest, and some of us love that space, that you will only be able to manifest what matches your frequency. So don't manifest if your frequency is not awesome. Or if you need to do the work first, then start the process. So that takes me back to the protection story. So If your frequency is high, that is a protection mechanism within itself. If your frequency is not, then there is things that could be drawn to you. You're more likely to have to protect yourself from people that have got bodies, really. That's really where your protection should be, that interaction of being exposed to their energy. It's all energy. So think about that. Think about what you need to do to work on yourself. Think about who you expose yourself to and what kind of barriers that you have there, so that their frequency, when they come near you, the field that just kind of meshes with yours as you're kind of going about your day and going really close, that doesn't impact you. Because as you go physically close to someone, their field and your field sometimes mesh. And then when they move away, it doesn't. But there's like little fingerprints left there that has to be resolved. It's like little energy debris. So in that space, think about you. That's where your protection sits. Your energy, your frequency. Now, there are some things, and we don't want to go into that space because the more energy we put into it, the more that fear comes into it, that there are things that we can't see because our eyes only operate on a very small spectrum of wavelengths. So we can't see everything, and we definitely can't feel everything. So just be aware that sometimes there are things that you don't know what it is. And so in that space, that's when you're going to delegate. That's when you're going to say to your spiritual team, hey, there's some things that I don't know what's around me because I've been given these eyes that, they work. They're not awesome. I've been given this body that emits energy, but it can only pick up certain frequencies. So it's okay, but not awesome. And so therefore, I need you to just keep an eye on anything else, particularly on those days that I don't feel great. On those days that I feel great, it's not going to happen because energy is like magnets, like attracts like. Remember that, like attracts like. So do you need protection from spirit, our loved ones that are no longer with us? No. No matter who they were. Do you need protection from people with bodies and going around your life? Yeah, you do, right? Because this is what happens. Your energy will mesh with other people's energy, and you do not need to feel everything that they are going through. You just don't. Because then you have to get all those little sticky fingerprints off you. Do you need protection from things that you can't see? If your frequency drops and you're not having a great day, what's the harm to ask your spiritual team to go, hey, what I can't see, just keep away from me until I start feeling a little bit better. Never do any energetic work if your frequency is not great, if you're not feeling fabulous, if you're sad, depressed, you're going through some stuff, just don't do it. Don't do that card pull. Don't do any of those things. Stay in a different space and just nurture yourselves until you feel better. My name is Bronwyn Jane, and I'm a psychic medium and spiritual coach, the founder of the Psychic Mediumship College. Have a wonderful day.